So I know that you'd said you'd had some questions, but I have to highlight something really quick first, which is how did you hear about Spilo? A close friend of mine disliking a lot of his takes. I love that. That's great. That's perfect. That's a great recommendation. I mean, clearly you don't value your close friend's opinion very much, so that's why we're here, I guess. Because oh yeah, who disagrees with this guy? I gotta look him up. Wow, what a smart, intelligent guy. So yeah, I'm not sure how I should take that, but okay. Anna Kiriko, you were plat 1 at the time of the form. Obviously, playtime has been conditional around arc raiders, which I can understand. And so
It's
I
gone
guess
back up quite a bit, but
yeah.
it was
Yeah. Fair,
down
fair
quite a
enough.
bit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll see if Arc Raiders is a game to stay or another flavor of the month Twitch game. You never can tell nowadays. So, okay. So let's do questions first, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, one thing that's gotten a lot better about that I also wrote in the forum was like how to deal with a bit of burnout because like before Graders I did like, which is probably not healthy, like around 4 to 7 hours for each day for 2 months or so.
That is not good.
Yeah,
That is a lot.
hindsight's 2020.
Of course. Of course.
But it's not really like that I'm burned out in the aspect of like I don't enjoy the game anymore. I still really, really love the game. It's probably still my favorite game to play right now.
Yep.
But it's just gotten a bit taxing, or like I just get annoyed way, way more quickly. And I don't really know why exactly, because as I said, I still enjoy it, but it's just more mentally draining, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what happens is if there's a gap between what you are accomplishing and what you wish that you could accomplish and want to accomplish from the game, then that's where burnout kicks in. So, you'll see burnout a lot more when you're not very successful. You'll see burnout a lot when you are successful, but you're not enjoying the process of that success again, right? So for you, it's just like you're playing a lot, and you've had goals here of being able to consistently hold diamond. Long-term goal is masters. I mean, that's a lot of playtime to not be able to consistently hold diamond, at least in the past, right?
Yeah.
So that's not only a huge quantity, but it's also it sounds like I'm not sure exactly what your past is, but maybe not the most successful quantity either.
And in what terms, like, in what aspect past? Like my rank history, or
Yes,
what do
your
you mean?
rank history with your playtime history, right? Like I would be probably a little burned out as well if I was spending 4 to 5 hours and still wasn't able to consistently hold diamond, at least historically, right? Maybe that's changed since then, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it went up like 4 ranks, but I started like plat 3, dropped down to plat 5 after trying a bit, and then it went back up at some point. But yeah, it felt a bit bad to like put more effort into the game and still drop 2 ranks in
Yeah.
quick succession.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's definitely going to be correlated, and so then you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. First off is like, am I enjoying the process of applying myself? And do I really want to achieve the rank that I think that I do, right? For a lot of people that play that much playtime, it's like you're either really just enjoying the game casually, or you are playing like really serious for the pro level, and you enjoy putting in the hours, right? So for you, it's like, you're putting in all this time. If your goal is to consistently reach diamond, you don't need to be spending more than an hour and a half a day. You don't need
Fair
to.
enough, yeah.
If you want to spend more because it's a casual fun thing, you can. But even then, you have to be really careful about like not training poorly. I mean, I see this with like gym goers and like all the time. Like, they'll spend hours upon hours upon hours in the gym, pretty ineffectively, pretty inefficiently. They're chronically injured. They're frustrated. They're burned out. They're not making a lot of physical progress. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
So
sounds about right now.
yeah. So, we just kind of need to take an evaluation of like what you're doing with your playtime. And obviously maybe that's changed since Arc Raiders, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit better, I hope, at least.
Sure. And we could talk about like maximizing your training efficiency too, right? Like, like I said, an hour and a half of just a little bit of a warm up, going in with a specific set of goals, playing for 3 or 4 ranked games a day on your hero pool. That's really all you need. You don't need anything more than that. Not to reach diamond.
Yeah, fair enough.
Questions.
Another thing about especially earlier on when I started trying to get better or like at least take it more serious, was like obviously you get flamed quite a lot in lower ranks if you try to
Yes.
do the correct thing in big quotation marks, which kind of got to my ego to some degree because like
Yeah.
if I'm constantly getting told that I'm shit and I'm doing the wrong thing by people that probably don't really know what's happening, it's still
Yep.
gonna influence me to some degree because
Yes.
I think I'm doing the correct thing, but at some point, if like 50 people tell me that I'm doing the wrong thing at the point,
Well, it's a social media problem, right? Like it's really easy to tune out social media if you just don't expose yourself to it, right? But if like imagine like let's say like you're a famous actor and you all you do is you read Twitter takes on your performances all day long. I don't care how strong your mental is; that's going to affect you, right? So you just need to. It doesn't matter how strong your mental is. You just cannot expose yourself to that stuff, and that's essentially what you were doing when you're playing ranked with morons, right? It's like they don't know how to play the game correctly. That's why they're plat. Or if they do, they're not very good at doing it, right? And so why are you exposing yourself to those opinions chronically, right? That's not a mental check. That's like saying like, why am I so slow? Hey, take off the ankle weights. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
so
Like, yeah, it's just what are you doing?
so
Right?
just mute
Mute
tech shit and don't
everything, right?
okay, yeah, fair
Everything.
enough.
Yeah. Like unless you're playing with friends or coordinating, like that, there's it's pointless. It's actively
Yeah,
a
okay,
negative thing.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
actively a negative thing.
All right. I forgot this third thing. That is awkward.
That's
I
fine.
should have
That's
written it
fine.
down.
That's not a problem. It's not a problem. There's also no rush on this either. Like if you remember it in the future and you're like you just message me again. It's really not a problem.
All right, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, but basically TLDR, go in with the specific thing that you're practicing for that game. Train consistently for an hour, hour and a half every day if you can. You know, even just 4 or 5 days a week. Stick with your Anakiriko hero pool. Warm up for 3 or 4 minutes in deathmatch or Vaxstar or whatever. Just get yourself clicking and then just go. That's it.
Oh yeah, one thing in specifically with Anna, I've been thinking a bit more about like the major perk
Yes.
because I have the strong feeling that headshot is just like incredibly broken right now. Like 150 each shot is crazy. But I personally don't really like. My aim is just not made for headshots on Anna specifically. If I'm playing any other character, it's fine, but I just
Yeah, I
aim for
understand.
body with
It's
Anna.
yes.
Is it worth like trying to relearn the aiming part and like pick headshots pick headshot more often, or should I just stick with biotic bounce because it's fun? It's still pretty good MMO. But
Here's what I would do is I would choose biotic bounce when it actually 100% makes sense, and then choose headshot perk when it absolutely makes sense. So what that might mean is that like you might be like, well, the headshot perk should be more flexible than I'm doing it, but I'm just not quite there yet. So I'm just gonna pick it when it just really, really obviously is an obvious choice. Does that make sense? So for you, is it's like if you're playing on like Havana, please choose the headshot perk and don't ever choose the other bouncing nade perk. Please, just do it. Just don't do it. But if you go into Lijiang and you're getting hard dove, yeah, sure, you can choose the bounce perk. That's fine. But basically what you're doing is you're kind of giving yourself baby steps, right? You're like, I'm going to only choose the headshot perk when it 100% makes sense, which might make sense 50, 55% of the time. So you'll get better at it. You'll get better at it. But then you're not like frustrating yourself by forcing yourself to hard pick it the entire time.
yeah, sounds about right now.
Good question.
Yeah, I think that's about it with questions for now, at least.
Sure. Replay. Jump in.
I have several. I have one of like just solo ranked. I have a few of collegiate league,
Sure.
if that's interesting, and I could get one of me playing with a friend of just like 3 hours ago or something.
Sure.
Any preference on what is most logical?
I would say ranked is probably more logical. Just because what we'll tell you to do in ranked will carry over to collegiate league, and I want to see your mind fully undistracted from teammate responsibilities. Let's put it that way. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Solo or duo?
Solo,
Would you prefer?
preferably, but to be honest with you, it matters a lot less.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. the only notes I took off that code was that my mechanics felt really badly. Like, probably just not. Yesterday, I just didn't really feel like that was my day of
Sure.
playing good.
Sure. Okay. Now, if you've put a lot of hours into this game, there's going to be a certain level of like expectations about how you're going to perform with how much that you've actually grinded. But obviously, like the question kind of comes down to like, then how do you actually get better mechanically if the playtime thing is like not an obvious low-hanging fruit? And so if you feel like you have questions about mechanics, or if I see it to be a problem, we can talk about how to do that in ranked.
Okay.
All right. Let's no other questions with Anna before we jump in?
Not really.
Okay. Take angle, hurt people. Let's go. It's fine. It's definitely more of a conservative angle, but you have a sightline, and that's what matters. Only thing I would say here is when we talk about like the priority of as soon as you find out that you are not going to be under any pressure or any threat, the first thing you must do is you must land an anti-nade. Now I know you look at this and you're like, on what, where, anything, just the Lucio. Sure. Okay. Backboard it off of this little pillar here. Hit the diva. I don't care. Use it. Okay. Now, there's one of the things that I like to do with Ana on this particular map, because I think the angles in this map are really bad, is I do like walking quickly and getting to here, just so that I have slightly more silence for nade sleep, and you can kind of see what I could do from here, right? You see it? Make a health back. You're good. So it's kind of more of a default rotation. That's just more of a map knowledge thing, so I won't sweat it too much. But you know, obviously we got 2 tap by Ana, or Ashe. Sorry, not great. But to be honest with you, it's not like the end of the world here. Like that sometimes just happens. Like you didn't even see where she was. You just didn't nade, right? You just needed a nade here. So what I'm looking for is, I'm not looking for like, oh, I died here because of this. I'm looking for patterns, right? Now, if you keep dying to Ashe, that will be a pattern. But the major concerning pattern is like, why on earth did we not use our nade, right? That's the big thing. Mm-hmm. Did it just come down to like, I just didn't feel like I had a good sightline for it? It just didn't really have a good target for it, or what?
Probably a mixture of both, because like I didn't really want to like nade my ram, because I mean he's not in big danger. Mm-hmm. When you said it, I also thought about like just throwing it on the pillar in the height. Mm-hmm. But I don't know why I didn't in the moment. Probably just because like wasn't confident enough in like actually hitting it, and especially because the diva was up there, I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's probably just getting eaten anyways. But at the same point, I'm not using it anyway, so
yeah. So
it's also fine if it's getting eaten.
Let's put it this way: like if that was a very conscious decision of like, I don't want to nade this because I think I'm just going to clear out this bridge here and then get a better sightline for nade in like 5-6 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm being very critical, but if this was a very deliberate decision from you, then I'm okay with it. But I just want to highlight it that the nade does need to be a very, like, the most basically important part of your decision-making tree. So, like, for example, now I go, I'm not going to nade that Mei, or I can't see anything, so I'm not going to nade. But as soon as I see an opportunity when I'm not under pressure, that needs to be a priority. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm like, where's nade? Where's nade? Should I nade? Should I nade? Should I nade? I see diva there. Okay, maybe I shouldn't. And this is to the point to where, like, okay, see here. This is a bit of a dice roll at this distance, right? You're going to have to do some predictive action, but you know what? I'm going to do it. Why? Because is the situation going to change in the next 5-6 seconds, 3 seconds? Probably not. I have to provide something now. I have to. So you must use it.
And I mean, I'm not under any pressure anyways.
And you do use it, right? So let's see. What was the accuracy of this nade in terms of where you wanted it to be placed? Thoughts? Was that what you wanted?
I mean, at the point in time, it was pretty much the only person I saw, at least. Mm-hmm. At least I think I saw. I should have probably, in hindsight, I should have probably thrown it more to the right, where the 2 people are stacked.
Agreed. Especially
because it's a Mei.
Yeah. I mean, just lead towards where they're going to be moving towards, most likely, which is away, right? So this is a good timing of a nade, but not the best placement. So there's a chance that this hits. Not quite. So we're going to judge not the timing. We're going to judge the placement needed to be more deliberate. Okay? Mm-hmm. I would do the same thing for Sleep Dart at this point in time as well. Like right here, absolutely look for it. Good.
Should I have moved to the left angle, like the small door at this point again already, or is it?
So there's a question. Well, it's going to cost you downtime, right? Yeah. So right now, I can understand, and I actually think it's pretty reasonable for you not to do that right now. 100%. Yeah. Don't do it. However, that is going to be a decision that you're going to have to make sometimes where you're going to have to compromise your uptime for a rotation, which is why it's so incredibly important to get your positioning done right now. Now, you didn't get a chance to do this because you come back from spawn, so I wouldn't worry about it right now. If it's sightline, it's fine. Maybe I would move forward to like this corner here, or maybe I'd move forward to cart if I see the diva back off and then rotate from there. Like for example, right now, your priority is hitting a nade, and so we've not hit a nade. We've kind of forgotten about it. And so now we're going to lose this fight, and then we've thrown the nade when the fight was already lost. So I think, I think the big problem is that we didn't look for a rotation, we didn't think about a rotation, and then we didn't see that our nade came off of cooldown the second time. That's my prediction. Not sure how you feel about that. That seems like what happened.
Yeah. That sounds about right now. Kind of interesting.
Where are you
to see
at rank-wise right now?
Still plat 1. 23% or something.
Okay.
Sadly, I haven't been playing too much ranked recently on support.
So these are one of those moments that we talked about, right? Where there are no fires to put out. There's some smoldering embers here, right? Ram's missing some HP, Briggs missing some HP, but none of that really matters right now as much as your positioning. So when you were asking, you know, do I move forward here? Do I look this left angle? Do I even want to consider doing high ground? Is high ground even good here? These are decisions that you must be making now. And if you don't make them now, then you're going to be unable to make them later. Mm-hmm. This is why...
So at this point, I should have already moved up to...
Right. Just that one shot is bad. Mm-hmm. Not because that's going to cost you the game, but it's the habit that we were talking about. Well, we've seen a couple of these moments where you get locked into providing a little bit of value at the expense of your positioning consistently. And that half of a second, that 1 second pre-fight matters, right? Because not only is it time that's taken away, but it also shows me where your priorities lie, and your priorities are wrong. Your priorities are getting yourself into an angle as fast as you possibly can, and then going from there. Like right now, we could have nanoed and then migrated to where?
Probably left side.
Probably left side, right? But we're not there
yet,
yet, right? So then that means instead of being here or here, where we're way more comfortable taking a Mei duel because we have a mini, because we have cover, because we have... Now we're delayed. And not only are we delayed, but our attention is distracted a little bit too late too. Like that could have been an icicle to the head. What I would do for this duel, just for feedback here, first off, try to make sure you don't lose the mini here, right? But the other thing as well is like when you've taken significant damage here, just use the nade first. Shoot nade. Save the sleep. Because the nade's more consistent. You see what I'm saying? You'll get the nade every time. Shoot nade. Then she does this. Then you walk away with your nano speed boost. And then if she chases, you sleep. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now there's one other mistake here. Remember when you were critical of overhealing Brigitte when you needed to be rotating yourself, right? Mm-hmm. There's no particular reason I bring that up because, you get me, right?
Yeah.
Do you die here anyway? Maybe. Could you have gotten a mega? Maybe. I don't know. But you certainly have zero chances if this is what your attention is like. You know? This is like
I think my thought process was just at least get one or two pot shots on Brigitte, so she can maybe do something.
Sure, but you were so quick to assume that you were dead here, right? You were so quick, you know, like even just a couple of shots in Mei matter. Like think about it this way: if anyone's gonna kill your Brig, who's it gonna be right now?
Yeah, probably the Mei.
Probably the Mei, right? So if we're talking about pot shots here, how about pot shots here? right. So I think that like I can definitely again see the logic here. It's like I'm gonna die, so let me just get some value. But it is very strange where that value always tends to go. Chip healing on Brig, chip healing on Ram, not thinking about your rotation, and then not even looking at the threat that's on your screen. Right. There's a bit of a bias here. There's logic, but there's a heavy bias towards the wrong direction, and that's impacting the amount of value that you're getting. Like, even right now, right? What's the bias here? Why are you here?
My process was just at least get some damage out while I'm still waiting for my team, but I should have probably just gone down main.
Do you see how, again, this is logical? It just isn't optimal. Yeah. Your logic is profound. Like, it's absolutely, right? This is something that a bronze player would not understand, right? They would think that this is risky. And, of course, it's risky, but you're measuring your risk here. Like, I think if I'm quick, I should be okay to do that. And I agree. But why are we doing it here where there's no rotational positional improvements? Where could we be now instead? Well, yeah, like I said, main. Go top here. Do it from here. Get yourself ready so that you can get output when it matters. Because now, well, we're slow. We're lagging behind. And especially with your bias, I'm concerned that we're going to see this mean you're going to get caught in this infinite game loop of just having to heal people instead of thinking about your positioning here. And yeah, we're just very late, right? Imagine if you're here 2 seconds early. It's still good. Good sleep. Good nade. It's fine. Trust your mechanics. Trust your mechanics. You panic there. Trust your mechanics. You know what I'm saying? You'll hit the shot. You'll do it. I believe. You stopped shooting because you didn't think you could do it. I could smell it.
I just whiffed my mechanics completely. I tried to shoot, but I already immediately canceled.
Okay, so if you know, if that's canceled, if that's the case, then that's fine. But this second, you know, it's fine. But hey, good nade, good sleep, good angle, because our Ram's here and we're kind of like lagging behind providing a crossfire. This is good. It's magical, right? This is the first fight where we've actually contributed. Now, we were late because, well, we've already established why, but you contributed something. You hit an nade, you hit a sleep, hit one shot, we win. Good job. And you kind of angled a little bit there, too. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Where should you be?
I personally really like just going even more left on where the mega is, which is probably...
It's not.
I get flamed for it all the time.
Of course. But, I don't care. I don't care.
Either that or go up top,
yep.
on top of my head right now.
Doesn't mean that being card is always bad, but I look at the situation, I see everybody's clumped here, so nobody's taking space laterally. If my Brigitte Reaper were like here, you know, or I had like a Widowmaker with a Mercy Pocket here, then I'd probably go to cart and allow pressure from here. But everybody's here. Somebody must apply crossfire from here. Is this risky? Of course it is. Is this calculated, mitigated risk given the position, the distance, the mega? Of course. If you die here, whose fault is it? Yours, right? Should you die here? No. You understand? It's not, we're not doing silly, aggressive things just for the sake of being silly and aggressive. It's calculated. It's calculated, right? And I think the careful thing that we're scared of, and we've kind of already addressed, but when I asked you why, you know, your first concern was, oh, well, I get flamed for this all the time. Ah, right. So now we know why we're leaving chat. You're actively choosing something negative because you're scared of the indirect consequences. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, you're more likely to lose this fight now because if anybody takes that high ground, can't do anything. You're not going to have a good sightline for nade. You're not going to have a good sightline for sleep dart. You're not going to have a good off angle to backline. You're going to lose your Ramatra to Maywall and corners. So you have your distance, but we're not getting any vision for impact here. We are a spectator to the team fight. You understand? Good try with the sleep dart there. That was pretty calculated. It accidentally gets eaten, but it seemed like you were trying to kind of play around the matrix and predicting her to drop it, and you lined it up very nicely as well. So that's good. So any of my criticisms here with your cooldowns are more just along the lines of your position, but not what you're trying to do. That's good. I mean, you're like, oh, well, I should have slept Bob. Yeah, that's probably a good micro thing to remember, but for right now, we're using our cooldowns on a tempo. Good nano. Good sleep dart. Slow down your mechanics a little bit. Good shots. Unfortunate nade, but the intention was there. It's good.
I know that I kicked myself during the fight as well.
That's all right. It happens. It happens. So it's just being a bit rushed with what you're doing, but what you're trying to do is very logical and very good. Good nade. Gets. I was gonna say gets eaten, but nope. It just bounced and hits everybody. Big impact there. So there's a bit of a wiggle that you do with your sleep dart sometimes. We saw it with the Brigitte earlier, the one that you hit, but now we're going to see it again. Do you notice this? This is a very common problem. Why do you do this? This is very common, so I'll break it down, but what do you think? You see that?
Probably
It's
just
pull.
over-predicting her moving to the left, and
Right.
good, she didn't.
So if she moves to the left, does it affect your accuracy in sleep dart? No. You know why? Because look at her position.
Yeah, she's pretty
She
much
could
directly
boost her
in my face.
here, and you would still hit it.
Yeah,
She could
fair.
get amp speed booster, and she would still hit it. Why? Because she's directly in your face. So do not... A burst of value does not mean a flick, unless the target moves rapidly. Let me explain what that means. Sleep, nade, shooting, anything. Those are bursts of damage with Ana, right? We don't have tracking consistent value, correct?
Mm-hmm.
However, there's no need to do any sort of flicking or crosshair movement if the target on your screen is standing still or moving predictably. Your job is to track. Your job is to only flick at the last second if they make an erratic movement. If they don't, you do not flick. You simply put your crosshair on them and use the ability. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Worth noting that that is a habit. Does not impact this interaction. It does not impact the Brigitte interaction either, because you actually hit that sleep dart as well. But it is a habit that must be broken if you want to improve this game, because that will significantly increase the quality of your sleep darts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
I'm a bit just like thinking a bit about how to break it, because like I'm not actively doing it. Like it's a subconscious thing, so don't really know how to fix it per se, because like if I'm not actively thinking about it, I can't really make it stop.
True. That's true. That's true. That's true. It's true. So this is we're gonna sit here and you're gonna answer the question and we're gonna think about it, because this is gonna translate into other skills as well. This is gonna translate in how you practice your mechanics. This is gonna translate in how you practice your positioning. So you tell me, how do you break that, or how do you build a good habit here? How do you change that? It's not an easy a question.
Yeah, especially with that example, because like if it's something like my rotations, like I have been doing a bit of like I try to get better at it, and it's easier to do actively, because like if I just keep in mind like I should rotate every pose every fight, it gets better over time. But I can't really actively think about not wiggling my sleep darts.
No, wait a second. So you said you're able to do your rotations because it's something you can actively just do every fight, right?
And
why can't you do that with sleep dart?
Should I just actively play for just hitting my sleep darts better, or?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
You go into the fight, you go, I'm going to try to use my sleep dart once this fight starts. I'm not going to try to save it for too long. Maybe I'll get the timing wrong a little bit. Maybe I'll die to a Reaper or a Bob, as we saw here, right? But as soon as I see not before the fight starts, but once the fight starts, I see a reasonable opportunity to look for sleep darts. I'm not going to wiggle. I'm going to track, and I'm going to hit it. Now you're like, is that worth the entire game? Sure. And if you think that you can do two things, throw something else in there. Do the same thing with nade. Be very deliberate and careful and cautious with your tracking with nade. Or with your mechanics. Be very deliberate with your sleep dart. Then also be very deliberate and calm and smooth with your crosshair as well when you're normally shooting.
All right.
Every fight. Every fight. You see, it's not easy to do that, right? Because it's easy to get distracted with other things that are important, but not as important. But you should do it. You should do it. Do it every time.
Okay, yeah.
And then do that for, half your games, and be deliberate with your rotations pre-fight on the other half. Why not? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you build new habits. Now, we can talk about, we go train it in Vaxta or train it in a workshop. Sure, but that's not going to replace doing it in game. You just need to do it in game. Okay. I would be definitely pushing up here. I'm not sure what we're doing here. I know your tank is overextending, but you need to be, there's no risk for you to play here and assist this, at least. So we need to be matching your tank's tempo, even if it costs you your life. So yeah, this is a little better here. I like this position from you a lot. You have a nice sight line, you have a nice angle, good vision, good cover. It's really good. Good shots here. Same thing with nade. First priority here needs to be where can I land my nade? And this rotation doesn't make a whole lot of sense because are you going to get a sightline for nade here?
No, should
No.
probably. If I wanted to move forward, I should have probably just dropped off to the left.
Now you're like, oh, but I'm getting poked out. Well, you can't get poked out forever. Worst case scenario, you could have just stayed here. Uh-oh. What should you do?
I mean, it's a
Killer.
match and I have all my CDs, yeah.
Killer, right?
I
Killer.
could probably just run it down.
Now, a lot of the times this is what happens, right? It's like, I've missed some HP, I'm losing a little bit of things, I'm not in the best position to do this. No, you have to. You have to. Because let me ask you a question. Are you safer from Ashe here?
For the time being, yes, but if she wants me dead, she can definitely kill me.
I mean, you have even less cover, if anything, right? And you're not even aware that she's there. Do you remember the Mei situation earlier where we died at the Mei, but we forced her ice block, we got her low, and if we had ignored the Mei, like maybe a silver Ana would have done, what would have happened? We would have died. I'm not saying walk directly into your threats, but I'm saying if you want to take space, you cannot be deterred by a threat, because that threat will kill you no matter whether you're aware of it or not. You can't close your eyes and play hide and go seek. That's what infants do. You know, you are not an infant. You know that this Ashe is here if you take the angle, or you don't know, and that's even worse. So right now, this Ashe is going to win this fight for her team, and you have been unable to contribute anything because your position has not allowed you to. Now, we could talk a little bit about the micro here, like, for example, maybe here, when I see this here, I see my ram punching, I might fish for a nade there really quickly if I can avoid it, because there's maybe a chance I can squeeze it in there. Maybe if you peeked again. Maybe I won't peek this angle when the Mei's poking at me. Right? Maybe I'll rotate in through here instead, you know? I don't really know, but it's just something to consider. But overall, I think good try with a nade. Nano was a little funny, but to be honest with you, she could absolutely do stuff with it. She was close enough, right? Absolutely close enough, so sure. It's also a really good matchup for Brig, but man, this Ashe is just a demon. You see what I'm saying, right? This angle has never been dealt with, no matter how far up we get in man. This is what space means, right? This is why it was so important for you to do the rotation from here to here, contest her, force her out, and then go from there to here if you needed to. You know, if you lose the duel, okay, you know, you know, it is what it is, right? But this Ashe is still a problem. And she's going to win this fight from that angle. You see that, right? It's crazy, right? Feels criminal. How is that possible? Well, you know. But good nano. Good nano. A good initial starting position as well. So that was really nice. This Ashe is still on high ground. Good nade. Very reasonable to do so. This is one of those moments where you have not really had time to do anything, so it's fine. However, you can ask yourself, what's the best position that I can be on the shortest time frame right now?
Just
can't rotate
behind the boxes.
Just get to here, right? And then you go, oh crud, duck to here. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, right? But at least I have a sight line and I'm split from, I'm not here, right? That's the key difference, right? So there's definitely an urgency here. Of course there's an urgency. Good nade. Good try with the sleep dart as well. Very good, very good, very good. Nice shots. It's fine. Good job. It's really funny when you're allowed to cook mid-fight. The way that you move your crosshair, you know, okay, I see that. Okay, maybe not the best time to say that, but a little bit unpredictable, right? Like what kind of an idiot would think of a Mei bounce around like that, right? But yeah, I mean the mid-fight stuff, what you're trying to do with nade, what you're trying to do with sleep is honestly okay. It's really not too shabby. It's really not too shabby. Okay. Okay, we're gonna die. Oh, we don't die. Okay. Where's your rotation? Where's your angle?
Probably just... If I'm confident enough, I could probably just walk left to where
why
the
not?
mini is.
Why not? Right? Maybe not quite that far just yet, but at least to here, right? You have your sleep, you have your nade. Create some space. Come on. Split their attention. Attack them, right? If you have time as well and your team's kind of stuck, you can also go up here and then start all the way from here if you'd like. But to be frank, I really think this is it's a no-brainer. We need to open that angle. Our Tracer's trying. Yeah, there you go. You see this Diva Matrix now? So she has to choose. You either not throw your nade here. That was silly.
Yeah.
But now you've created space, right? You and your tracer have created space, which then allows your tracer to do this, which then allows you guys to push from here. And then now kind of comes down to the next position. Where do we go from here? Where do you think?
I mean, if I really wanted to probably... I mean, I don't have nades, so left side might be a bit too aggressive.
This is probably a bit too aggressive. I would say no here. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. This doesn't make a lot of sense right now. But I like what you're thinking, though.
I mean, with nade, it's potentially okay, but...
You'll die, but it might be worth it. You might cause a huge firework display. Let's put it that way.
But
You'll die.
like, at least on the... walking up the stairs on the right and probably going to bridge.
Get to here.
Or even
pocket
just
your tank. Walk up to here.
Just like, cool.
Yeah, and then you're cooking here. And then here, sleep and nade. You could stay alive if you play it well.
Going like far right also reasonable?
It
like,
is. It's less so than the top, but it is absolutely, yeah. And the thing with Ana as well, a lot of the time, this is why you can throw a nade and then just run.
So just chuck it along and just
chuck it and then just back up and see what happens and listen. And if they push you, just run. And if they don't push you, well, then re-peek it, right? Because so much of your value is front loaded. We kind of talked about that at the start, right? So you could even do that here if you're quick, right? So I would unironically prefer you here than here. Everybody is setting up for the angles here. You have no sight lane, you have no nade. And your vision output, that's more that okay, I was gonna say good nade, but the sleep dart comes in and it's really bad. But this is good. In terms of the 1v1. Okay. She should die. Good. Nano's fine. Somebody has to push cart, so this is fine. You can contribute from range, so that's nice. Good try with a nade. Very good nade. Again, I have a lot more confidence in you mid-fight. As these things tend to devolve, you just tend to play the game, you know? Okay, obvious sleep that. Take some space. Where's your rotation here? Very good. Just even off to the little bit side here, right? It's very good. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, you did a great job here. It's a shame your tracer died because I think you played very well here. Okay, let's keep going. Do you down to run a few minutes over?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay. Any questions so far?
Not really.
Okay. Invest your time pre-fight, and then I want you to relax mechanically with sleep, nade, and your primary fire. Those are the two feedbacks that I have so far. Invest your time in setting up, and then slowly relax and execute. Okay. This position's good. You need to be careful, Widow, but this is still useful. Front load your nade as soon as you see that D.Va distracted. So this is a perfect situation where you would not nade because the fight's not started yet and the D.Va's like going to be fully focused on you. But you absolutely will wait for her to be distracted and then bop, right? One nade. I really like this position from you. That's a perfect situation. Maybe a little early in terms of where the fight location was happening, but it's still a very impactful nade, so I don't hate it. The question is why did you rotate away? That's the bizarre thing. So you're like, oh, I think I got shot. Yeah, sure, but they're like, at least repeat this. See what happens, you know? Throw a sleep dart or something. You see it? And even if you rotate away, where should you be rotating to if this is the angle that you choose?
I could probably just walk up back to, like, in the back where the stairs are, go up and plop myself down. And
you could get to, exactly, you could get to here, you could get to here. You could actually just sit here and hold here, heal your tank, maybe just hold your sleep dart just in case, but just sit here, right? Like, I think the reason that we go back is because we get shot. You see that? And then we confirm that decision to be good by, oh, I need to heal my Brigitte. But look at how long it takes you to heal your Brig. You did not help your Brig here. She's either going to live or die of her own accord, and you see that, right? She's lived. It's over. Somehow she survived. You did nothing. But now what's changed with your value output for this fight?
Currently, I can't really do anything.
You can't do anything, right? You can't even see your Ram, right? Because he's decided to do something, and you decided not to. You've given an angle to Brigitte. You've been helped your Brigitte, who is already fine. You don't have a sightline for sleep. You don't have a sightline for nade. You're currently Maywalled, and now your Ram's going to die. You see it? You must trust your lane. You must trust your angle. If you're going to move to a different angle, to a different lane where, okay, my ram's dead, but we can still win this. Why?
Because they don't really have anything to deal with me.
Yeah, it's a 4v4. Your Echo is an angle. You've got a nice little high ground position. And so you're just, you're not contributing here. Good fish with the nade, but we're having to fish with nade because we can't see anything. A lot of Overwatch comes down to sightline control and space control. Doesn't always mean that you need to get up and close and personal, but it does mean that you need to see something. And right now, up until here, we've not really had a unique angle. I want to credit you for rotating here. This is really good. The fight location is shifted forward, so now this is actually a pretty nice angle. You see it? It's really good. So, good stuff.
My default rotation is normally from like where I started to go over to statue, where the bastion was, but I just got cut off.
And it's pretty bad to go statue here a lot of the time because where the majority of your team will kind of already be here, and so you're just going to be looking at shields and be threatened by high ground. Doesn't make a lot of sense in my opinion. So you kind of also raised another red flag as well, where you never want to have a default rotation outside of the initial starting position. So if you remember when I said that my default rotation on Rialto first is here, okay? It's good. What do I do from here? I have no idea. Depends. Yeah, depends, right? Like, I don't know. Are they going to push me? Are they going to be back? Is there a Widow to where I can't stay here anymore? Or is there going to be like a Genji, Tracer, Winston where I could just stay here for a long time and just get value with my gun? Right? You get here, you know, maybe, but why are you here? Well, it just was kind of a mid-fight adaptation to the fight being further forward and, you know, there being no more Widow, so I can play here. It's a good adaptation from you. It's a good adaptation, right? In the same way that you think more about your sleep dart and you be a little bit more cognizant, you are being cognizant of your positioning. And even if it wasn't a perfect decision and a perfect rotation, it was really good. So you just need to put effort into this. Mid-fight, pre-fight, right? So right now, this Mei's shooting you. Now what do you do? Think about it for a second.
I like just look and see if that continues to shoot me, or if I wanted to go more to the right.
Yeah. See, so you did something really important here. Normally, and from what we've seen previously, I was fully expecting you to just drop and just die, you know, what did you do here instead? Well, you're like, okay, so I can heal well, maybe you pushed a little far forward here, but I can heal my Bastion without peeking this Mei. I could see the wheels turning, right? So you're like, oh, she's gonna poke me. Okay, she's not looking at me anymore. So now I can go back and heal, and guess what? It's a good decision. It's really important that you didn't drop here because you would not be able to do what you're doing right now if you had. You see it? Now she's poking me again. I fished for the sleep dart. It's pretty good. Fish for the nade. Rush the nade. You notice that? The sleep dart felt pretty good because you actually were reading their movement, right? You even saw her bouncing and almost got her, but then you rushed your nade. Criminal, right? Oh, she pokes me again. I bait a shot. I disengage. I peek out again. So I'm being critical of what you're doing with your cooldowns here. But from a positioning standpoint, masterclass. And it was a masterclass with you mostly standing in one spot, but manipulating your peeking and hiding and then disengaging and then re-peeking. And then, oh no, the brig pushes me. Shooter, drop now. It's good. It's beautiful. So many little things that you did there that would not have been as impactful as my scroll wheel freaks out there. Okay, there we go. If you had stayed top or had dropped, excuse me. And now go get her. You've got sleep. You've got nade. Go get her. Or at least rotate.
Honestly, I don't know where she
disengaged. She disengaged towards Ghost.
She went completely out.
Yeah, and if you don't go get her, well, then we need to adjust because let's say that she's still there. What is she about to do if she's still there? Well, she's going to drop and kill you, right? So do you want to be here? No, you at least want to go find out if she's there, you know? Check your corners or something, right? We said it's like that childish hide and go seek. It's like, well, I'm scared of her, so I'm just not going to even bother looking. You should probably look. She's there. You know, like every horror movie in the world would cease to exist if people actually just walked at the threat, you know, when they fought back a little bit, you know? I'm not saying you have to walk in the open, but I'd at least check my corner here. You know, okay, wait, where is she? You know, something, right? Yeah, see here, I don't like this position from you because it feels open and exposed, but you are contributing. And you are rotating to where, in theory, if she wants to go for you, it's far away. You see it? So I don't like this position from you, but I do applaud your attention to thinking about your positioning. It's good. It's very good. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at all. This is effort. And you're being rewarded for that effort. In some ways. Good nade. Good nano. And here you just need to choose. Do you want to go here? Or do I want to go here? I would say go right, because we have so many resources being poured down here. But also doubling up one support angle seems kind of nonsense. So either one works for me. Good sleep. Definitely reading her movement there. It's fine. Good nade as well. Telling you, mid-fight, you are... I'm not saying you're like your peak shoe here, you know, but you look really nice mid-fight. You make really good decisions. Good nade. I like this rotation from you a lot here. It's kind of like a fighting disengage. It's good. And then as this chaos breaks out, you see why this position is so important? Look how relaxed you can be here, right? You're under no threat. You see it? It's very good. So we can actually potentially disengage this one pretty safely. It's good. Very good. And holding space here seems very reasonable. There's moments where you look very comfortable, right? It's a fine nade. I would try to retake some high ground here if you can. Once you get your nade back, maybe. I'll try to walk forward a little bit. But the angle is not terrible. Good sleep. Again, great angle. Good nade. Just gets blocked. It's unfortunate. Yeah, your team has really struggled here, but I want to applaud you. I think you've actually played this point particularly well. The only thing I would have said is if you'd had the opportunity of walking up towards here and getting your hands dirty with sleep nade, maybe it would have been worth. Or potentially crossing back around this way and fighting from this angle instead. Make sense? But more of nitpicks where I feel like for the most part you did pretty well. Good shots, good nades. Where do you need to be?
Probably either up top with Bridget or walk right side even if I want to. I think I was looking for no. I wouldn't. I mean, it's okay to know.
Yeah, I mean, this is okay. Not again. It's fine. Just use your Nana. Good Nana. Good. When you start adapting, you play real well. This has been a great fight from you. I mean, obviously we could have been a little bit more calm with a sleep dart on the Mei. It's okay to... I'm not saying you have to always open with nade. If you want to sleep her and walk away, that's fine too. Yeah, this is fine. Very, very big contributions this fight. And you feel it, right? Like, it felt like you did a lot there. You know, you contested the Mei, you forced an ice block, you got a nano, you wasted their time, you healed a little bit. It's good. We might even be able to finish this off here. Let's see. Oh, that nade hurts.
Yeah. Why did I nade that?
Well, let's look at it within context, right? So you're here, and then you see the Brigitte walking forward, so you're trying to backboard it, right? Yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah.
In that circumstance, is there really anything for me to do? Because like,
wow, first things first is you need to rotate then CDs, right? So this is the problem here. You're not rotating. So you're looking at this as like, okay, this position is pretty good here, but with where your team is fighting, it feels way more like all up in here. And so you needed to move your butt cheeks forward. You need to get to here. Okay, move here, then we get to here, then we can win this. Hit the nade, hit the sleep, run away, and then that's all you need to do. You know? Okay. So just, I think further rotations, given the context, would have made a little bit more sense. All right, I want to see what you're going to do here. Sure. Big. Very good. Huge. It's just beautiful. Well timed. Good try with the sleep dart. Doesn't hit, but it feels like there's some intention there. Good shots.
I thought she was Bob.
No. This has been a huge fight from you, and you could feel it too. That nade. Okay, that nade does hit. But like you could feel it, right? Like you've been immensely useful this fight. Oh, that's a great sleep. That almost hits as well. Yeah, this is actually, it's really unfortunate because I actually feel like it's one of those ranked classics where it's like you just start playing the game too late. And then your teammates
okay.
start trolling, right? We just took turns, right? We trolled a large portion of the first 2/3 of this game, and then we really started to click, literally, towards the end and just went down the toilet. But I want to highlight the more deliberate use of your CDs, the more deliberate use of your rotations. This isn't just a question of mechanics, although that definitely helps. You just were more deliberate with how you were moving, a little bit more creative, a little bit more thoughtful, and that goes all the way back to the end of first point as well.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of painful to watch the first half.
It is.
I
It is.
felt how bad it was.
It just feels
Especially
so
because,
sluggish, right? So slow
Yeah.
and so unstrategic, right? Just very much just kind of exist, see what happens, throw a nade across the map and see what happens, right? But not being attentive to where people were, not rotating, no urgency, no, it just kind of existing, right? And then that changed a great deal towards the end, and you could feel the difference in impact. Like, that's how a team game go, right? Like you can click and it just doesn't work. That's just how it goes, and that's why Overwatch can be difficult, right? You don't always get very clear feedback, but I think you can look at it here. You were a huge factor in your team's defensive performance, and yeah, okay. Any questions here?
Maybe potentially in regards to VOD reviewing, do you have any like advice on how to do it?
Don't do what we did. Don't do what we did.
Okay.
So we sat back with popcorn and we just kind of enjoyed the spectacle and looked for habits, but we were looking at a little bit of everything. And that's something that's very difficult to do. And in fact, I probably missed maybe a couple of minor habits because we were fixated on other ones. It's very difficult to focus on 7 different things at the same time. It's not possible. So if you were to VOD review, what you would do is you would look at something, knowing what you're looking for before you look for it. As in, you're going to go and you're going to only focus on your rotations, even if you don't know if they were good or bad. You're just going to look at your rotations. Or you're going to look at your nade and cooldown usage in terms of the timing or the deliberate aim that you gave with it. Does that make sense? Or you work with your nano usage, right? So you don't even know. What you do is you VOD review something that you don't know if it was a problem or not. You're just going to see how you do. And then maybe offer some feedback and so
on. If I go into a match and let's say I'm focusing on rotations or whatever, should I also VOD review on rotations, or should I just VOD review on something?
Either one.
Aside from it?
Either one. If you've been training a skill for some time, then you should still be okay at it even when you're not thinking about it. So if you want to VOD review rotations when you're focusing on cooldowns, what that would be was a VOD review that would ask, how good am I at rotations when I'm not thinking about it?
Okay. Yeah.
And the same thing would go for CDs. But then if you were like, I was thinking about rotations, and then I'm going to VOD review those rotations, you really get to the granular side of things where you like really start to dig into the strategy. Like, you're not coaching yourself to focus more. You're asking, did I make the right decisions? If not, why? What could I have done differently? Maybe there's some, it's more of a coming up with new ideas, learning, right? Whereas the other one is more along the lines of, is this a habit that I need to train? Either one works. You can VOD review what you were practicing, or VOD review what you weren't practicing. One gives you more in-depth analysis. One just asks, how am I doing on my autopilot? We're just training your autopilot, you know? We're just training your autopilot. That's all we're doing. Any other questions?
Not really, no.
All right, mate. Well, are you clear with how to practice this, right? You go in, you give it your full attention, 1, 2 things, mostly one thing if it's a big one, mostly 2 things if they're very small, infrequent things, and then we go from there, correct?